Evan walked through the alien market with slow, careful steps, his eyes moving from one glowing stall to another. The place was loud, bright, and full of strange shapes. But the humans who lived on this planet always said the same thing. Walk fast, don't look anyone directly in the eyes, and never start a conversation with strangers. Evan usually followed the rule, but tonight he felt something different. Maybe it was the soft music coming from the crystal shops, or maybe it was the warm evening air. Whatever the reason, he felt calmer than usual. He stopped when he saw her. She stood near a tall blue pillar, away from the crowd. Her skin carried soft silver shades, and her legs shimmered with light patterns like moving water. She looked lost in her own world, quiet and gentle, unlike the busy traders around her. Evan did not know why his heart slowed when he saw her. Maybe it was because she looked lonely. Maybe it was because, in that noisy market, she looked peaceful. He took a few steps closer. She did not notice him at first. She kept touching the markings on her leg, almost as if she was hiding them. Evan smiled kindly. He did not think, he did not plan, he just spoke from his heart. "Your legs look beautiful," he said softly. The market fell silent. The alien woman froze like someone had touched a hidden wound. Her silver eyes widened, and the glowing patterns on her legs flashed brighter for a moment. Around her, traders stopped talking. Some even stepped back. A group of guards near the corner turned their heads sharply toward them. Evan felt confused. He had only said a simple compliment. Why was everyone acting scared? The woman slowly lifted her face. Her voice was small, almost like a whisper carried by wind. "Human, do you know what you just said?" Evan opened his mouth to speak, but before he could answer, she stepped closer. Her hands were shaking, but her eyes were strangely warm, almost hopeful. She leaned in and whispered, "I have something even more beautiful. Do you want to see?" Evan felt a strange pull in her words. Not romantic, not dangerous, just honest. Something inside him told him that this was not normal. Something important was happening, something he did not understand. Why is everyone looking at us like that? Evan asked quietly. Her eyes moved quickly around them. Because no outsider is allowed to speak about our leg patterns. And no outsider ever sees what I want to show you. Before Evan could question her, she grabbed his wrist gently but firmly. Her touch was warm. Too warm. She moved fast, pulling him toward a narrow path between two stone walls. Evan followed without resisting. Something in her fear made him trust her. Behind them, Evan heard footsteps. Heavy, hurried footsteps. The guards had started moving. The alley was dark and quiet. Only a faint green light from the pipes above them guided their way. She stopped after a few seconds and pressed her back to the wall, breathing fast. "I'm sorry," she whispered, "but I had no choice. If they heard your words, they will follow us. They think humans should never notice our beauty." Evan blinked in confusion. "I just said something kind. That's all." "No," she said with a sad smile. "Kindness is rare here. Too rare. And when someone is kind to a woman like me, it means trust. It means bond. It means danger." Her hands trembled again, and she looked at him in a way no one had looked at Evan in years, like he was gentle, like he was safe. "I'm not afraid of you," she said slowly. "For the first time in many seasons, I am not afraid." Evan felt the weight of her words. She was hiding something. Something big. Something beautiful she wanted to show him. But before she could speak more, loud metal boots echoed at the entrance of the alley. The guards were close. The woman took a step forward, her eyes glowing brighter. "Human, what I hold inside me is more beautiful than my legs. If you want to see it, you must trust me now." Evan nodded. He did not understand her world, but he understood fear, and he understood that she needed him. The story of a simple compliment had turned into something far deeper, far more dangerous. and far more beautiful than Evan could imagine. The woman pulled Evan deeper into the silent alley until the noise of the market faded behind them. Her breath came fast, but her steps were sure, like she knew every hidden corner of this city. Evan followed her without speaking. Something about her movements felt both frightened and brave at the same time. He could tell she had run like this many times before. When they reached a small metal door pressed between two large pipes, she stopped. She placed her palm on the cold surface. A soft blue light scanned her skin, and the door clicked open with a low hum. Evan stared in surprise. He had never seen technology react to someone's touch like that. "Go inside," she whispered. Evan stepped into a narrow room with stone walls and a single glowing crystal hanging from the ceiling. The air felt warm and quiet, like the room was protected from the outside world. She closed the door behind them and leaned against it as if she had been holding her breath for too long. For a moment, neither of them spoke. Only her heartbeat filled the space, heavy and uneven. Evan waited patiently. He did not want to push her. He could see she was fighting old fear. Finally, she lifted her head. "My name is Syra," she said softly. Evan nodded. "I'm Evan. I didn't mean to cause trouble." A small smile touched her lips. "You didn't cause trouble. You opened a door I kept closed for many years." She walked to the center of the room. The crystal's light touched her skin and made her silver tones shine like liquid metal. Evan noticed the strange patterns on her legs, again thin, glowing lines that moved like slow flames. "Evan," she said, "these marks on my legs are not only decoration. They are signals. Our people are born with patterns that show our heart. But we hide them because they reveal too much." "Reveal what?" Evan asked gently. Syra placed her hand on her leg and let the glowing lines move under her touch. "These marks change when we feel trust. When someone speaks kindly, when someone looks at us without fear, when someone sees us as more than our shape. The marks shine." She looked up. "Yours made mine shine." Evan felt his chest tighten. He had no idea his simple words carried so much weight. "But why is that dangerous?" he asked. Syra lowered her gaze. "Because our rulers believe trust is weakness. Showing beauty, showing emotion, showing light. They think it makes us easy to control. So they punish any woman who lets her mark show." She touched the glowing lines again. "My family was punished. My sister was taken away. My mother was forced to hide for years." Evan stepped closer, his voice quiet. "And you're hiding too?" Syra nodded. "I hide from the people who want to use my light. They see beauty as a weapon. They want it for power, not for kindness." She took a slow breath, then looked straight into Evan's eyes. "When you complimented me, you did something very rare. You saw beauty without wanting to control it. You spoke with honesty, not greed. That made my inner marks react." "Inner marks?" Evan repeated. Syra touched her chest. "These ones." She closed her eyes. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, a faint glow appeared under her skin, soft, warm, like a tiny sunrise. Evan stared in silence. It was not bright like the patterns on her legs. It was gentle, emotional, alive. "No outsider ever sees this," she whispered. "Not even other species who visit our world. It only appears when there is a deep connection of trust. And trust is forbidden for us." Evan felt the weight of her words. He had never been trusted like this by anyone, human or alien. Syra looked away, her voice trembling. The guards felt the shift. They monitor unusual energy. When my inner mark glowed even a little, they sensed it. That is why they came. Now Evan understood the fear in her eyes, the silence of the market, the guards' sudden attention. "You're not just hiding beauty," Evan said softly. "You're hiding a part of yourself." Syra nodded slowly, sadness deep in her eyes. "Yes, and now you know it." That's why I asked if you wanted to see something more beautiful. It was not a joke. It was an invitation to truth. A loud thud echoed from outside the metal door. Sarah stiffened. Evan felt the air tighten. "They found us," she whispered. But despite the fear, her inner glow shimmered again, brighter this time, because for the first time in her life, she was not running alone. The metal door shook again, this time harder. Dust fell from the ceiling, and Sarah's breath caught in her throat. Evan stepped closer to her without thinking, placing himself between her and the door. He had no weapon, no armor, and no idea how strong the guards were. But he knew one thing. Sarah looked terrified, and he could not let her face this fear alone. Sarah's hands glowed faintly, the light moving like soft waves. It made the air around them warmer, calmer, almost peaceful. But she quickly hid her hands behind her back. "They cannot see this," she whispered. "If they see my glow, they will take me, and you. They will punish you for awakening it." Evan shook his head. "I didn't awaken anything. I only told the truth." Sarah looked at him, her eyes softening. "Truth is rare here. That's why it is dangerous." Another hit struck the door, and a sharp metallic crack echoed through the room. Evan knew they did not have much time. He scanned the chamber for exits, but there was only the door and a small vent high above the wall. "Sarah," he said calmly, "you said you had something more beautiful than your leg marks. Something inside you. Is that what the guards want?" Sarah touched her chest lightly, just above the place where her inner glow had appeared earlier. Her voice trembled. "Yes, the inner glow shows our emotional strength. It shows our true heart. In my family, our glow is stronger than normal. The rulers want to control it, use it to influence their enemies. But my mother taught us to hide it. She said beauty without freedom is only a cage." Evan listened, feeling anger rise in him. How could anyone want to steal someone's inner light? How could anyone treat beauty as a tool? Sarah stepped forward slowly. "There is something important you must understand. Our glow reacts to those we trust. When your heart is kind, when your words are gentle, the glow wakes. And once awake, it cannot fully hide again." She opened her palm. A soft golden light bloomed from her skin, spreading like slow fire. It wasn't bright or explosive. It was warm, alive, full of emotion. Like it could reach inside someone and show them hope they never knew. Evan stared, breathless. "Sarah, this is beautiful." Her eyes softened. "This is why I said I had something more beautiful than my legs." Another crash hit the door, this time it bent inward slightly. Sarah gasped and quickly closed her glowing hand, dimming the light. "They will break in soon," she whispered. "But if they see even one spark, they will take me immediately." Evan took a deep breath. He had never been in a situation like this. He was just a traveler, an ordinary human trying to survive on a strange planet. He never imagined he would be protecting someone with powers people would fight to control. "Sarah," he said, "if your glow reacts to trust, then trust me now. Let me think. Let me help." Sarah looked at him with surprise. No one had ever spoken to her that way, equal calm, without fear or greed. Her inner glow flickered again, just behind her ribs, showing a soft pale light through her skin. "They will sense that," she warned. Evan reached out and gently placed his hands on her shoulders. "Then don't be afraid of it. Don't hide it from me. Let it guide us." The glow inside her grew warmer, brighter. She closed her eyes, and for the first time, she let it expand without fighting it. A soft circle of light spread around them, touching the walls, the floor, even the broken door. And then something remarkable happened. The guards on the other side fell silent, not because they had left. Evan still heard their boots shuffling. They went silent because they felt something powerful from inside. Something they were trained to detect, but never to understand. Sira opened her eyes. Her voice was shaky. They know I am inside. They know the glow is active. They will bring more soldiers now. Evan took her hand. Then we need to move before they break in. She nodded. But fear still clung to her. Then he said something. Simple, something that warmed her heart more than her glow ever could. You don't have to hide your beauty from me. Her glow expanded again. Brighter than before. The door finally cracked open, and the real chase was about to begin. The metal door finally broke inward with a sharp, painful scream of steel. A bright beam from the guard's scanners cut through the dusty air. Evan reacted first. He grabbed Sara's arm and pulled her to the side just as the door crashed onto the floor. Heavy boots stormed into the small chamber, and Sara's breath froze in her throat. "They're inside," she whispered. Evan didn't waste time. "Come on." He pushed open the small hatch near the floor, something he noticed earlier while scanning the room. It was narrow and dark, barely large enough for one person at a time. Sora hesitated. "It leads to the lower city tunnels," she said. "Humans rarely go there. It is dangerous." Evan glanced back at the guards entering the chamber. "This room is more dangerous right now." Sira nodded and crawled into the dark tunnel. Evan followed, pulling the hatch shut behind him. Echoes of voices and metal boots filled the chamber above them. But down here, everything felt tight and silent. The tunnel sloped downward, cold air brushing their skin. The walls vibrated with the noise of machines somewhere far away. Sira moved quickly, and Evan stayed close behind her. "I'm slowing you down," he whispered. "You are not," she replied softly. "You saved me from freezing. I would have stayed in that room, waiting for fate." Evan didn't answer. He didn't know how to respond to someone who had lived a life of hiding, fear, and silence. After several long minutes, the tunnel opened into a wide underground walkway. The air smelled of metal, steam, and old machines. Pipes lined the ceiling like steel roots. "This is the lower city," Sira said quietly. "People don't come here unless they have no home left." Evan understood instantly why she chose this place. No guard would expect her to hide among the forgotten parts of their world. But their safety didn't last long. Loud alarm echoed from the tunnel behind them. Sira's glowing marks flickered in fear. "They detected a heat trail," she whispered. "They are following us." Evan grabbed her hand. "Then we go deeper." They moved fast through the lower city, passing old shops with broken signs and rusted floors. A few shadowed figures watched them from the darkness, silent and curious. No one approached. No one spoke. Sira led Evan through a narrow bridge over a large machine pit. Flames flickered below them, lighting the walkway like a river of orange fire. Evan stepped carefully. One wrong move would send them falling into the heat below. Sira's hand shook in his, but her steps stayed steady. "They will corner us soon," she said. "They know every exit, do you?" Evan asked. Sira's eyes softened. "I lived here for many months. This place was my hiding home." Evan felt a wave of sadness. "You lived here alone?" "Yes," she whispered. "I hid my glow in the dark. I covered my legs so the marks didn't shine. I stayed silent, hoping no one saw me." She looked at him with trembling eyes. "And today, for the first time, I showed someone my light." Evan's voice softened. "I won't let them take it from you." Before Sira could respond, a loud clatter echoed through the corridors. Guards appeared on the far side of the bridge, their scanners glowing red. "Sira!" "Go!" Evan shouted. She ran, pulling him behind her. The guards fired energy shots that exploded on the metal floor. The heat of the blasts burned the air around them. Sira stumbled, but Evan caught her before she fell. They turned into another corridor, and Sira pointed upward. "There!" A ladder led to a small hatch high in the wall. Evan helped her climb first. Her glowing legs reflected the dim firelight, making her look like a moving star. He climbed after her and shut the hatch right as the guards reached the corner. Above them was a small service room filled with old tools and dust. Sierra collapsed onto the floor, breathing hard. Evan sat beside her, also exhausted. "We can't run like this forever," Evan said. Sierra nodded, tears in her eyes. "They will keep chasing. My glow is too strong. They will not stop until they have me." Evan took her hand gently. "Then we stop running," he said. "We find a place where they can't reach you. And until then, I stay with you." Sierra looked at him, shocked. No one had ever offered protection without wanting something in return. Her inner glow flickered softly, filling the small room with warm light. "You are not afraid of me," she whispered. Evan smiled slightly. "You're the bravest person I've ever met." And for the first time, Sierra believed she didn't have to hide her beauty anymore. But the guards weren't done searching, and the next step of their journey would be even more dangerous. The service room felt calm for only a moment. The soft glow from Sierra's inner light brightened the dusty tools around them, turning the cold metal room into something strangely warm. Evan sat beside her, breathing hard, still listening for the distant footsteps of the guards. Sierra's chest rose and fell quickly, her heart still racing from the chase. "We cannot stay here," she whispered. "They will search every room in the lower city." Evan nodded. "Then we need somewhere safer, somewhere they won't expect." Sierra hesitated. Her eyes lowered to her glowing hands. "There is one place. A secret place. But I never wanted anyone to see it." "Why?" Evan asked. "Because it holds my family's memories," Sierra said softly. "And it holds the truth about our glow. If the guards reach it someday, everything my people protected will be gone." Evan leaned closer. "Then let's go. If it matters to you, I'll help keep it safe." Sierra's inner glow flickered again, this time brighter, as if her heart responded to his words. She stood slowly. "Then follow me. But understand something, Evan. This place is not just a hiding spot. It is sacred. Outsiders are never allowed inside. Not even other species who live on our planet." He nodded. "I'll respect whatever you need." Sierra opened a small metal panel in the wall, revealing a hidden passage behind it. Evan stared in surprise, another secret tunnel he never would have found alone. Sierra stepped inside, motioning for him to follow. The tunnel was silent, long, and built from old stone instead of metal. Their footsteps echoed softly. As they walked, Sierra spoke in a quiet voice. "My mother told me about this chamber before she disappeared. Only our family could enter it. She said our glow came from ancient roots. Something pure, something strong. She said beauty was not meant to be controlled. It was meant to be shared." Evan's heart tightened. "Your mother sounds wise." Sierra smiled sadly. "She was. But our rulers feared her. They wanted her glow to use in wars. When she refused, she vanished." Evan gently touched Sierra's arm. "I'm sorry." Sierra took a slow breath, but didn't answer. She continued forward until the tunnel ended at a large stone door with a symbol carved into it, a swirling pattern that matched the glow on Sierra's legs. Evan stepped back, amazed. "This is part of your family?" Sierra nodded. "This is the place my ancestors built to protect their glow." She placed her hand on the symbol. The lines on her legs brightened, almost dancing under her skin. The symbol on the door responded instantly, glowing with the same gentle light. A low hum filled the tunnel, deep and ancient, like the voice of a sleeping giant awakening. Slowly, the stone door slid open. A warm breeze rushed from inside. Evan's eyes widened. The chamber was beautiful. Soft golden lights floated in the air like fireflies. The walls glowed with patterns that matched Sierra's, but older, more complex. A pool of clear blue water sat in the center of the room, glowing from beneath. Tiny crystal flowers grew along the edges, giving off faint silver light. Sira walked inside slowly, almost trembling. This was my mother's place. Her memories, her teachings, they are all here. Evan followed her gently, trying not to disturb anything. The air felt warm and peaceful, as if the room itself welcomed them. Sira knelt beside the glowing pool and touched the water. The surface lit up, showing an image her mother's face. Soft, kind, glowing with strong inner light. It is a memory pool, Sira whispered. Our glow connects to it. Evan knelt beside her. That's beautiful. Sira looked at him, her eyes shimmering. This is what I meant earlier, when I said I had something more beautiful than my legs. This glow, this truth, this connection to my mother. No outsider has ever seen it. Evan felt honored, but he stayed quiet. This moment belonged to Syr. Her inner glow grew brighter, reflecting in the water. The room responded, lights shimmering all around them like stars waking from sleep. But the peace did not last. Sudden vibration shook the chamber. Dust fell from the ceiling. Sira gasped. They found the tunnel. Evan stood quickly. How close are they? Sira touched the floor. Her glow spread through the stones like soft veins. She closed her eyes. They are only minutes away. Evan clenched his fists. Then we need to protect this place. Sira looked at him with fear and hope mixed in her eyes. Evan, this chamber holds everything my people fought to protect. My glow is strongest here. But I cannot do this alone. Evan stepped toward her, voice steady. Then you won't. Her glow brightened again, filling the chamber with warm golden light. For the first time in her life, Sira's beauty had someone to protect it, and the guards were almost here. The chamber glowed brighter as Sira's inner light spread across the ancient stones. Evan stood beside her, feeling the warmth travel through the ground like a heartbeat. This room was alive. It responded to Sira's emotions, her memories, her fear, and her hope. Evan had never seen anything like it in his life. No machine, no human invention could copy this natural living beauty. Sira placed both hands on the memory pool. The blue water rippled softly, releasing tiny sparks of glowing dust that floated into the air. Her voice trembled as she spoke. My glow is strongest here because this place belongs to my blood. My mother said our hearts were born from these stones. The chamber protects us, but only if we open ourselves completely. Evan knelt beside her. What does that mean? Sira looked at him with frightened eyes. It means I must show you everything. My pain, my joy, my fear, my truth. And if I do that, the glow will grow so strong that the rulers will sense it from miles away. Then they'll come faster, Evan said quietly. Yes, she whispered. But if I don't do it, we will have no power to defend this place. Evan understood. This was not only about hiding anymore. This was about protecting her family's last secret, and her identity. He placed his hand on hers gently. I'm here. Whatever happens, you won't face it alone. Sira closed her eyes. Her breathing slowed. Her glow, once soft and warm, suddenly deepened. Light rose from her skin like threads of gold. The chamber responded instantly. The floating lights brightened, the crystal flowers shimmered, and the walls lit up with the patterns of her ancestors. Then the memory pool changed. The water turned silver. Images appeared Sira as a child, laughing with her sister under golden trees. Another image, her mother teaching her how to hide the glow. Then darker moments, her mother being taken by guards, her sister running into the darkness, Sira left alone in the lower city. Her glow dimming from fear. Evan saw all of it. Sira's voice shook as she whispered, This is the beauty I wanted to show you. Not the marks on my legs, not the glow in my skin, but my heart, my truth, my pain, my light. Evan felt something heavy inside his chest. something close to sorrow and admiration mixed together. He reached out and wiped a tear from her cheek. "Syra, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen." Her inner glow reacted instantly, growing even brighter. The chamber filled with soft waves of light that wrapped around them like warm air. The memory pool shimmered, sending delicate silver streams along the ground. But then, a deep, sharp alarm shook the chamber. Syra gasped. They sensed it. "The glow is too strong. They are coming." Evan stood quickly. "How much time do we have?" Syra placed her palm on the stone floor, letting her glow flow outward. She closed her eyes. "Not long. They are already in the tunnel. They brought more soldiers." Evan clenched his fists. "Then we need to prepare." Syra stood slowly, her glow spreading up her arms, brighter and more powerful than ever. "The chamber will defend us if I command it. But I can only use this power when my heart is fully open, and it has never been open to anyone before." Evan stepped closer. "But it is open now?" Syra looked at him, tears shining in her silver eyes. "Yes, you awakened something in me that I thought was gone forever." The chamber trembled again, closer, louder. Evan heard metal boots, the sharp sound of scanners, the low hum of energy weapons preparing to fire. Syra raised her hands. Her glow spread across the walls like golden fire. The chamber's patterns brightened, forming shields around the memory pool and the crystal flowers. But her strength was not enough alone. She staggered, her light flickering. Evan caught her before she fell. "What's wrong, my glow?" "It needs balance," she whispered. "It needs someone who sees me. Someone who accepts the beauty of my truth." Evan placed his hands over hers. "Then use me. Use my strength." Syra's glow brightened instantly, like his touch awakened new power inside her. The chamber responded again, harder, brighter, louder. Patterns spread through the ceiling and floor. A blast hit the tunnel door. The guards were seconds away. Syra looked at Evan with fierce determination. "Stand with me." Evan nodded. "Always." Their hands intertwined. Her glow burst outward, and the chamber awakened fully, ready to protect what was beautiful and sacred. The chamber shook violently as the guards slammed into the tunnel door. Dust fell from the ceiling, and the glowing patterns on the walls flickered like frightened stars. Syra tightened her grip on Evan's hands, and he felt the warmth of her glow surge through him like gentle fire. It wasn't painful, it felt alive like hope itself. The stone door at the tunnel entrance cracked. Red scanners shot through the gaps. The guards were almost inside. Syra's voice trembled. "When they enter, they will try to break the chamber's light. If they destroy it, I will lose everything." Evan shook his head. "I won't let that happen." Syra's inner glow pulsed, spreading through her skin like flowing gold. The chamber responded instantly. Patterns brightened. Crystals sharpened their glow, and the memory pool rippled as if preparing for battle. Syra stepped forward, raising her glowing hands. The door finally exploded inward. Guards stormed in armed, confident. They pointed energy weapons at Syra as if she was nothing more than a dangerous resource. "There!" One shouted. "Take the glowing one alive. Kill the human if he resists." Evan stepped in front of Syra before she could react. The guards froze, shocked. No outsider had ever stood in front of a glowing woman before, not to capture her, but to protect her. "Move aside, human." A guard barked. Evan didn't move. "She's not a weapon. She's not property. She's a person." The guards raised their weapons. Syra gasped. "Evan, don't hide your light," he whispered over his shoulder. "Use it." Her glow flared, brighter than ever. The chamber awakened in full force. Golden lines shot across the walls. Crystals hummed. The memory pool expanded its light across the floor like a living wave. The guards fired. But the chamber's light shield rose in front of Evan, blocking every blast with a soft ringing sound like glass singing. Syra stepped beside Evan, her glow spreading into the ground. "This chamber protects those who protect me," she whispered. "And you. You protect me with your whole heart." Her glow expanded into a radiant shield that pushed the guards backward. Their armor sparked. Their scanners cracked. The red lights on their weapons faded to black. "What is happening?" One guard shouted, stumbling. "Her glow is unstable." "No, it's reacting. Reset the scanners." "It's reading human energy." "How?" Evan didn't understand their panic, but Syra did. She looked at him with soft, shining eyes. "Our glow only reacts this strongly when it bonds with someone. And it bonded with you." Evan swallowed hard. "Bonded?" "It means," Syra whispered, "that my heart trusts you completely." The chamber trembled, glowing even brighter as her words filled the space with warmth. The guards tried to push forward again, but the chamber's light twisted around them like vines of gold. Holding their legs in place, Syra lifted her hands. Light lifted with her. A storm of gentle brightness spread outward, not sharp, not violent, but powerful in a way beyond weapons. The guards' armor heated, scanners broke, and the energy fields around them shut down. One by one, they fell to their knees. Blinded by a beauty they had never seen. It wasn't an attack. It was truth. Evan watched in awe as Syra's glow wrapped around him, too, not to harm, but to protect, to comfort. He felt warmth in his chest, in his breath, in his thoughts. He felt her memories, her fears, her strength all pouring into the chamber like waves. The guards dropped their weapons. They were beaten, not by force, but by the beauty they tried to control. Syra slowly lowered her hands. Her glow softened again, returning to a gentle golden warmth. The chamber dimmed, resting after its immense power. The guards crawled backward, terrified. Her glow. "It's too strong. Retreat, retreat." They fled the chamber, leaving their broken weapons behind. Silence returned. Syra turned to Evan, her face soft, tired, and glowing with gratitude. "You stood in front of them." "For me," Evan smiled softly. "You taught me something today." "What?" she asked. "That real beauty," he said, "isn't something to look at. It's something to protect." Syra's inner glow brightened, warm as sunrise. She stepped closer until she stood only inches away from him. "Evan, you saw my true light. Something no outsider has ever seen. And you didn't fear it." "I saw your heart," he replied quietly. "And that's the most beautiful thing here." The chamber glowed again, as if agreeing. Syra placed her hand over her chest, where her inner light shined the strongest. "Then from this day, my glow belongs only to my heart. And my heart trusts you." Evan nodded, feeling the weight and honor of her words. And deep within the chamber, the ancient stones warmed with the softest golden light, for Syra had finally found someone who didn't fear her beauty, didn't seek to own it, but chose to protect it.